Hello guys, this is Leo from Quotes and Posters, and today I'm going to talk about this quote here by Gustav Flaubert. Be regular and orderly in your life so that you may be violent and original in your work. All right, so Gustave Flaubert, French writer, very interesting quote here that says that you need to have some order in your life, and you need to set up a frame of work, and like how do you say you need like a structure, infrastructure, basically. That's what you need, an infrastructure in your life with discipline and with routine to accomplish the best of your work, right? So whatever you're doing in life, we live in a world that it's crazy because it's increasingly competitive, and it's always like our society is always about being the best that you can, right? And I think everybody at some point in their lives they tried or they wanted to be the best that they could, and then if you're really into this game of being the best you can in whatever you want, the only way to achieve it is by setting up infrastructure for yourself, that you are able to achieve that. And that's why you see that usually in first world countries, people are usually professionals, individual professionals, individual people. They usually are able to achieve much more than people in third world countries. For example, and then I can give you the example of athletes, right? Or if you're a football player, for example, or if you're just an athlete going for the Olympics. Why does the United States, for example, has so many titles? Because they invest money on it. They invest, the athletes, they get sponsorships, they get so many things that makes the industry of the sports which they are competing much more advanced, right? They get more money, they get better salary. Because they get better salary, they get more competition, they get more people wanting to compete, but they also get better conditions to train, they get better materials or environments, they get better coaches, and the whole industry develops, right? So basically it's all about getting the right infrastructure and the right framework where they can perform their best. And I think that's what this quote here is about. It's about being regular, which is having a routine and execute your routine with discipline and order, right? Discipline, order, and be precise, be regular in what you're doing every day. Maintain a constant practice, because you're gonna get better with time, so that you may be violent and original in your work, right? And I like that this quote also talks about being original, because that's something that we don't actually also see happening that much in the world. I think a lot of people copy other people. They're not like creating something like really unique and something that is really their identity. They are usually looking for things that already worked and models that already worked, and trying to copy those models instead of actually inventing something new. And you see that people who actually go and create something new from scratch and disrupt an industry, they tend to be very successful people, you know, much more successful than other people that are just surfing a wave and not coming with anything new, right? So that's also something I love about this quote, that is about being original and being yourself, being the best of you, of who you can be. That's amazing. That's something that we should all strive for, you know. And yeah, I mean, bottom line of this quote is this, you know, for you to be original, for you to perform your best and to give the best out of you that you want to give, because everybody wants to give their best, right? Everybody wants to feel respected. Everybody wants to feel that their contributions are making a significant difference on something. Everybody wants to contribute to the world and make the world somewhere better. And everybody wants recognition. And the way to do that is to set your infrastructure, right, for that. So how do you set up your infrastructure for success? Well, you have to really see where are the pain points that are making you less, that are keeping you from progressing at the speed that you want to do, right? So, for example, do you live in a country that allows you to do the best work that you can? If you don't, can you move to a new country? Or can you move to a different company where you have to do your work? What are the difficulties and the challenges that usually you face through your life, you know, in order to actually achieve those things? What are the things that are preventing you from bringing and doing the best that you can? Make a list, see item by item, and set up a strategy about how you're gonna be able to actually overcome all these things, because everybody have challenges, you know. Because you might, for example, you might have a family, you might have kids that you have to sustain, family to sustain, and then, for example, you want to pursue a certain activity, but you don't have enough hours to excel and to be excellent in this activity. So you need to free up your schedule, but you can't because you have to work and you have to pay your bills. So all these things, you know, maybe you need money, maybe you need to invest, or whatever it is. But think about how you can set up the right infrastructure that you can actually do the best you can. And then also, if you don't have the discipline and if you don't have the self-motivation to do it, then it doesn't matter if you have the right infrastructure. Because, for example, you can see, for example, living in America, in the United States, can be something very beneficial for you, because America has many problems, but absolutely is one of the best places in the world where you can succeed in anything. Why? Because the economy, the American economy supports great things for everybody. Everyone that is good, there's a market and there's a chance to perform and do whatever you want to do in America, right, for the American market. But for example, if you live in America, and many people live in America, but you don't have the right discipline, it just doesn't matter if you have this infrastructure of living in a great country like America, because there are going to be competition, is going to be fierce. There's going to be like thousands of other people with the motivation that you don't have already doing. So you need the motivation, you need the discipline, you need to feel, you need to believe in what you're doing. You need to believe that it is possible, and you need to push yourself. You need to motivate yourself all the time, right? So that's also a big challenge that I see people facing, and me included, because I'm not the most motivated person. Like, I struggle a lot with motivation, and I struggle with self-discipline. I struggle a lot with self-discipline. You know, I want to achieve, I want to do things, but I can't find my routine, and I cannot find the discipline to actually go every day and block myself for half an hour, for 1 hour, and actually do exactly the list and the things that I have to accomplish, right? I don't have the discipline for that. For example, many times I struggle even to create these videos. I struggle a lot, you know, because I should be doing them much more regularly, but I don't find the right time, the appropriate, because like I have a window here, and I don't buy this artificial lights. The light that you have, it actually sucks. It's probably what you're watching now is all dark, because I have like a big window here, so I have the daily light. Daylight is what I have to light this video up. So sometimes I don't have like the discipline to come here on a bright day to actually be able to record with a good quality, and sometimes I am not inspired to talk about the things that I want to say with the best quality and the best motivation to go here and say these things. And you know, I like a lot of these things, and it's something I always struggled in my life, you know, to find the discipline. Like, for example, yesterday I was supposed to work on this project, and I was supposed to do so many things, but I just procrastinated like crazy. I just went to have a look at my memories and have a look at my photos of my previous years and the things that I did the years before, like traveling. And so I really struggled executing the things that I wanted to execute. So you really, and it's interesting because no one in the world is going to actually give you this motivation. You cannot pay for a personal motivator. This is why so many people fail, right? And so very few people succeed in life, because the people that really succeed, they have the motivation. They are like, you can feel how passionate they are, and there's nothing in the world that is going to remove their passion. You know, nothing in the world that is going to no challenges, and like the world can be falling apart and they are still going to be motivated to keep fighting, because if you want to do something great, if you want to achieve greatness in life, you're gonna have to fight. You have to push for it, because the entire world is gonna go against you, right? It's crazy, but it is. So yeah, number one in this quote, infrastructure. Number two, discipline. Number three, motivation. Like, you need the passion, you need the motivation to excel. And then number four, originality. You gotta be original, you gotta be creative, you gotta create something new. You have to be yourself, you know, without being afraid of what other people are gonna say. Be proud of yourself. If you're doing something great that you believe that is great to the world, embrace it. Be yourself. Don't let other people turn you down, because some people are toxic. They're gonna come to you and they're gonna try to rob your energy. Don't let this happen. Set your infrastructure of success. Eliminate the toxic people. Partner with the right people, with the people that wants to grow with you, because you have to grow together. You have to grow with the people that you're working with, and you have to build something together. And there's just like a sense of community, because the community, when you believe that there is a community, and the community help each other, and you try to excel at what you're doing by this. So this is the whole thing. It's like, for you to be violent and original in your work, you have to connect the pieces. And this is the most hard thing to do in life, is to actually to be able to connect all the pieces, because it's a big puzzle, right? And sometimes also people don't consider the luck factor on it. Like, many successful people that you see that are successful, they were on the right timing, and they could do that same thing but on the wrong timing, and they would fail also. So you have to consider that for you to succeed, you're gonna have to fail a lot in life. Eventually you're gonna have to fail a lot, and failure is part, practice is part, learning, doing mistakes and learning is part, everything. And at some point, eventually, I think if you keep pushing, and if you keep doing and struggling, but if you're smart enough to understand and how to pivot and how to see what's working, how to see what's not working, how to actually do your research properly. If you are really smart about what you're doing, if you don't get caught up with ego and with this, because I've seen successful people making the mistake of getting caught up with ego and then just suddenly losing their success over time, because you want to build something solid for yourself. You want to do something that lasts for your entire life. You don't want to be a one-hit wonder. You want to do something that helps you and helps many other people, because that's the only way to actually achieve great success. And you want to be yourself, you want to be original. So there are many pieces in this puzzle. Life is a big puzzle, and you got to connect the pieces, everything together, if you want to excel in life, if you want to do something great, if you don't want to be like stuck watching Netflix marathons during your weekends and having a shitty job that you don't like, right? So think about those things, and think about how you are gonna actually create this framework and this mindset. And it just doesn't happen every day. I mean, just doesn't happen like in one day or 2 days. It takes years, takes time, takes a lot of time for you to go and be great. And it's not going to be a linear progress. No, you're gonna have like setbacks. You're gonna have ups and downs and things that are going to come in your life, but it's doable, it's possible. You see so many people like in the world. Look at the world now, and look at especially social media. And social media is there to actually humiliate you because social media, you see so many great people doing great things, and you're like, wow, like how these people are so great. How can these people be so great at what they're doing, and why do I suck so much at what I'm trying to do, right? Yeah, and it's because of that. You see that these people, like they have the right mindset. It's all about also their background. You know, you don't know how their background, and you don't know like the family that they grew up in, the country that they grew up in, the situations, the environments. This whole thing messes with people. Like so some people are extremely talented about what they do because that's the way they were naturally born. Like they were born talented, and they. I really believe in this. I believe in talent. I believe that some people are born with special abilities and they're born gifted. Doesn't mean that only them will succeed. Well, maybe, I don't know. You know, I don't have the answers for that. But doesn't mean that you should stop trying. Well, no, you shouldn't stop trying because you never know, you know. And when you read some biographies, you also see that some people, everybody really struggle. And by reading some biographies, you see that some people, when they started, they really had no idea about they had no idea. So for example, you think that people, the creators of Instagram, for example, do you think they had any idea that the entire world would be using their social media tool, their app? No fucking way. Actually, Instagram started as a photography app, and then it became something huge, something that it is what it is now. So sometimes you also might surprise yourself into how your life progresses. Like for example, I would never imagine in my life that I would be here doing posters, designing posters and talking in front of a camera that I hopefully gonna have some people watching me over the road. I had no idea about that. It's just, that's like the natural course of life, you know. Let yourself be surprised also by what life brings you, you know, and be constantly revising your strategy of the things that you want to do, so you can actually keep being original and violent in your work. Okay, so that's it. I hope you can take something of value from me saying these things. Sorry if I talk a lot of nonsense sometimes, but that's me, that's who I am. And here you go. Be regular and orderly in your life so that you may be violent and original in your work. Thank you very much. See you again.